Hi everyone, my name is Itzel Martinez, and for my multimedia observation research presentation, I decided to observe my 7-year-old daughter, Zazy. So today we'll be taking a look at Zazy's growth. Although it's easy for me to think of Zazy as just my child, I try to approach this project from a more objective developmental psychology perspective. So first, let me introduce you all to Zazy. Well, Zazie is currently in the first grade and she will be entering second grade in the fall. She is an only child and she lives in a multi generational household with myself, her mother, her grandmother, her grandfather, and our family dog, Vanilla. This setup gives her a rich social environment with strong emotional support and structure. Over the course of the past few days, I observed Zazie at home during playtime, mealtime, and while completing homework. Let's talk about Zazzy's physical development. Zazzy is about 48 inches tall and weighs around 55 pounds, placing her near the 75th percentile for her age group based on CDC growth charts. She does show strong gross motor skills. She loves to run around in the yard, ride her scooter, and play tag with the dog. Her fine motor skills are also well developed. I noticed this while she was coloring and writing stories. Her handwriting is neat and she's very precise with scissors. Something that she worked on this week was making this paper mache doll. As you can tell, it is very detailed. She's currently learning about the country of Japan and she's able to manipulate the coloring pencils, the pens, markers, and scissors with a lot of precision. And she didn't get any help from me, so I think she's doing well. She does get about 9 to 12 hours of sleep at night, which is consistent with recommendations for her age group. She has no chronic illnesses, and she's up to date on all immunizations. Her diet is fairly balanced, although she's picky about vegetables, but we're working on that. Cognitive development. According to Piaget, Zazie is now entering the concrete operational stage. I observed her using logical thinking when she was solving math word problems. She was able to reason through simple addition and subtraction problems using visual cues and sometimes even manipulatives like coins. Her language development is strong. She speaks both English and Spanish, switching depending on who she's speaking to. For example, she speaks mostly English at school and with me. However, she uses Spanish when she's speaking to her grandparents. Her bilingualism really stood out to me when she translated something she saw on TV so her abuela could understand. She does attend a public elementary school and is reading at grade level. Her memory is sharp. This week, she recalled small details about a story she had read about 2 weeks ago and connected it to a show we recently watched. This suggests she's starting to use deeper processing and making connections between experiences. Social and emotional development. Socially, Zazie is very interactive. She enjoys playing with a couple of close friends from school and my close friends' children. I've noticed that she values fairness. If somebody does not follow the rules during playtime, she calls it out. This shows emerging moral development and an understanding for social rules. She identifies strongly as a girl and tends to gravitate towards characters and toys labeled as quote unquote girly. But she also enjoys activities like puzzles and martial arts. So while gender identity is present, it's not overly restrictive. Her self concept is also growing. She recently said, I'm really good at drawing, but not the best at sports, showing signs of self evaluation and emerging self esteem. Our household uses authoritative parenting. We set boundaries but also allow for choices and discussion. For example, She has a regular chores like feeding the dog and clearing her dishes. If she forgets, we remind her, but we also encourage her to explain how she can improve. Regarding media use, she's allowed to watch about 2 to 3 hours of screen time a day, usually YouTube Kids or PBS Kids shows. I monitor the content using timers and screen time on the iPad to keep it in check. In conclusion, one thing that really stood out to me during this observation was how much Zazy's thinking has matured. She's not just reacting to things anymore, she's analyzing and asking why. Watching her solve problems, show empathy, and balance two languages really helped me connect what we've been learning in class to real life. Overall, Zazy's development is typical and even advanced in some areas for her age group. This assignment helped me view her growth through a different lens, not just as a mom, but as a student of developmental psychology. Thank you very much.